Hey, Jahendo here. Welcome to the Mystical Yoga Farm. Gonna show you around a little bit, show you what makes our community thrive, show you our spaces. So you can see here, we've got two amazing volcanoes right here, Volcan Atitlan and Volcan Taliman. Just over there, you can see Volcan San Pedro. So we're literally nestled in between these three powerful volcanoes right at the shores of Lake Atitlan. We've got Grandfather Rock up there. He's really a guardian of this land, an ancient Mayan altar, and really holds down the protection and the space of the energy that we have here. So let's keep walking. Here we have our dock where people can lay out in the sun or swim. We've got paddle boards and kayaks as well that's available for you to use. Some people like to, dance out here or do some yoga. It's really a multi-versatile place to gather and hang out, and it's also where when you come here to the Mystical Yoga Farm, where the boat will pull up and where you will arrive. So let's walk down. So we've got lots of different plants growing, flowers, fruits, herbs, all sorts of things. Over here, you've got one of our three boat cabins. This is called the Lakshmi Lancha. Keep walking down. See lots of flowers, lots of food. We got lettuce growing over there for our salads, as well as kale. We've got Mayan tree spinach. We got food all over. Here's our magic archway that when you come in, you're kind of blessed by this archway. Right over here to the side of the archway, right when you walk in, we've got our day bed. This is kind of like our office where we get good internet for admin stuff. It's also a nice little hangout area. Right here, this grassy patch, we call it the Sacred Sun. It's where we dance, where we spin fire, where we hang out in the sun. So you walk into the magic archway, you're just bombarded by beautiful flowers that bring inspiration and joy. Here we have our Santa Maria Divine Mother pond where we're growing lotus flowers in it, and it's also a way that we really honor the water element. Over here to the left, we've got the Shakti ship, the second of our three boat houses. Right over here, we have the Shiva Sham boat. Again, just everywhere to the left and right of me, there's flowers, there's banana trees, roses, all sorts of medicine. We've got yarrow here for cuts and scrapes. And here we have one of our main temples, my personal favorite temple, the water temple. So this is one of our three yoga temples, and it's really the most versatile. So we'll have things like ecstatic dances in here. We'll have song circles and kirtans. We'll have yoga and meditation. We'll also have hangout. We have little pop-up markets here, acro yoga, aerial silks, flow arts, all sorts of things are happening in this space. On the sides are gardens. Right here is our main raspberry bush. At any time that you come to the farm, you can find a fresh raspberry to pop right in your mouth. Here we have Estrellita, and on the other side we have Lunita, two of our cabins. As you can see, there's really art everywhere. We have over 100 murals and over 10 mosaics here on site because we just believe that art inspires life. And art makes the world a more beautiful, a more harmonious space, and it really brings a lot of inspiration. Our motto here at the Mystical Yoga Farm is inspiring the creative life force in all beings, and that can be through empowering them to create a mural, paint a sign, sing songs, open up their voice in ceremony, write poetry, anything like this. We really inspire that. All right, so let's go over to our other property so we can see our third epic yoga temple, Jaguar Hall. And here we have our whole other property. It's only about a 3-minute walk from our main land. This is called Jaguar Hall. It's a 2-story building where the bottom story is a yoga temple, and it's also our only enclosed space. So we have other evening and late afternoon workshops and ceremonies and all sorts of things happening in here. You can see it's got an absolutely incredible view. Upstairs, we have an apartment building where there is a communal area with a little kitchenette as well as 4 individual private rooms, 2 of which have an absolutely stunning view, and it's a nice little hangout spot. Sometimes we come up and do internet stuff up there. But this is really what we want to see here. This is Jaguar Hall. Looks absolutely stunning. We've got lots of incredible murals everywhere as per usual. And we've got closets for yoga mats and lots of blankets and everything. And this is also the main area where we do bigger sound healings because we can fit more people in here. And like I said, we got lots of gongs and singing bowls and chimes and flutes and all sorts of absolutely amazing things in this building. So here we have our other private dock. This is the Jag dock. It's a little more private. It's a little nicer to swim. It's got deeper water, less algae. A lot of people love to just lay out here and tan, as you can see, as well as it's a great swimming spot. All right, and now we're back. Let's walk back up the path so we can see the rest of the Mystical Yoga Farm. So as you walk up, again, you see gardens. We've got the Heart Garden right here. We've got 2 of our nicest cabins right here, Pleiades, my favorite mural on site, as well as Orion. Over tucked away in the corner, we've got our gray water system, which we will talk about. Right over here, we have the space where we dry all of our laundry. So we're living in a third world country. We wash all of our clothes by hand with the lovely Guatemalan ladies that are a part of our family here. We've also got one of the compost toilets, a lime tree, and lots of mint growing and strawberries, gotu kola, all sorts of herbs that we use for tea. Right over here, we have the Rancho patio where you can eat and get a little more sun. We also have little gatherings. It's a nice little spot. It's got some couches and places to chill out a little bit. So let's keep walking up the path. So right here, we have the heart of our community, the Rancho, which we'll come back to in just a moment. Let's come back here. So here we have our Temazcal, also known as the sacred sauna. So it's a traditional sauna where we heat the fire in the back and then pour water on top of the rocks to create some steam. We hold it in a way that there's no talking inside the space. There's just singing, chanting, silence, and praying. And here we have a little laundry space if you want to have laundry. We've got a cold shower for after the Temazcal. And let's walk back in here to our main showers. One thing I love about these showers is that they have beautiful mosaics. So while you're there cleaning and healing your body, you get to look at these beautiful mosaics inside. Best place to wash your body. The other one also has a beautiful mural, and I guess you'll just have to come visit us to check it out. Let's walk back around. Here we have our hand washing station. This is where we wash our hands, where we can see mirror, do any kind of self-care, self-love rituals. Here we have our trash sorting. So we are the only place in Guatemala and one of the only places in all of Central America that is 100% zero waste. We reuse and reutilize all of our trash here. So there's different bins to sort them out. There's also where you can store your beauty supplies, like any kind of face masks or brush your teeth, anything like that. Here we have the dishwashing station. So we're a community here. We promote self-responsibility. So we just ask that everyone washes their own dishes. You can rinse it right there, put it through a series of buckets that gets it nice and clean. All right, and here we have the heart of our community. In permaculture, it's referred to as the zone zero. This is kind of like the central gathering point at the farm, the only place where every single person comes at least once a day. Let's take a look inside. So lunch has just gotten prepared. As you can see, there is a variety of super healthy plant-based food. We got the best vegan pizza that you'll ever have. We've always got lots of amazing food, curries, sushi, all sorts of amazing things, all plant-based. A lot of it comes from right here on the farm or our local neighbors. You can get your water here. There's lots of teacups, as well as we have this tea wall right here that has tons of herbs that come from the farm, a few that don't come from the farm, organic herbs. We offer unlimited tea. There will always be hot water right here and a farm fresh tea. It's just being heated up right now. Upstairs, we have our volunteer dorm. And all over here, we have our boutique where we sell some local goods. We have our charging station here. We have an apothecary that has all sorts of herbal remedies for anything you can imagine. We also do have Western medicine in our office and our first aid kit in case you want to go that route. And here we have like a game shelf. We've got lots of instruments, tons of djembes, a bunch of guitars, other kinds of drums, rattles, songbooks, for our fire ceremonies and for music making, creative expression. Here you can see a little inside look of the patio. This is where we hang out. Some people eat here. It's also a nice little chill out space. And one more thing I want to show you is that we have a very extensive library. Here's a whole tarot oracle section, and we've got tons of books that you can check out and borrow while you're here. So mainly this is the central gathering point where we eat our meals, where we hang out, where we come together as one community. You'll have to come check it out. You'll have to try this food for yourself. Right over here, we have the Mystic Cafe. This is kind of like where guests and volunteers or anybody that's living here can feel freedom in making their own snacks, as well as making any kind of beverages like cacao or coffee or anything like that. Just right over here, we have 2 of our compost toilets. We have another 2 just right up there. And we actually have the best smelling compost toilets that you'll ever experience. Each one is filled with beautiful art and affirmations and all sorts of things. And all of the waste that goes into here, actually, once it fills up, we mix it with sawdust. We put it somewhere where it waits for 1 to 2 years, and after 1 year of sitting, it can be used on fruit trees, and then after 2 years of sitting, it can be used in our vegetable and herb gardens. So let's walk up the path more. Over here to the left, you have our little chill out cafe area. There's a nice little table where people can eat or hang out, make art, anything like that. Got a big blackberry bush that's giving a lot. You can see there's kale in a lot of the gardens, another big lime tree. Here's our office where we do all sorts of officey things like internet work. We store a lot of supplies in there. We can settle up people's tabs, anything like that. So let's keep walking up the path. We see here, this is my favorite spot on the whole site. This is our fire circle, and this is really what anchors in our community energy. This is where we come together at least once a week, and we share our songs, we share our prayers, we share our hearts, we look at each other, we get to know each other, we pray, we dance, we sing, we have events here. This space is really an incredible space for really uniting our community as one heart, one tribe, one prayer. So we walk right over across here, and we have the Kitty Lounge. This is one of our many little chill out spaces here, and people can hang out, lay in the hammock, do art, whatever it might be. Come inside this building right here. We call this the Paca. This is like our thrift store where if people, they want to donate clothes, or sometimes we just find clothes, and you can come here and you can purchase anything for really affordable. And actually all of the donations that go towards these clothes go directly to the Mayan people of the local village. And it's also a nice place where we can dress up for special events or anything like that, find costumes, something like that. So let's keep walking up the path. This is my other favorite mural on site. You see, this is the Peruvian medicine wheel. You can also see some carvings of it in the sacred fire space. So a lot of the work that we do is based on this cycle of transformation where we start in the south, move through the serpent, shed any layers, release any old habits, patterns, anything that's holding us back. Then we move into the west with the Jaguar, where we can face our fears, navigate the darkness, do any kind of healing shadow work, as well as power, our strength, our courage, and our ability to utilize our mind and our emotions as a healing force. And then you move into the north, the hummingbird, where we bring a lot of joy and fun and celebration, passion, creativity into the space. And then the last is the east, the eagle and condor, where we rise above the earthly dramas and we start to see from a grand perspective and see the life that we want to live, see the dreams that we want to manifest. So right over back behind this building, you'll see we have our trash temple and bodega. Again, all waste that comes here, we just reuse it right away. So we stuff soft plastic inside hard plastic bottles to make bottle bricks that we use for construction. We use broken glass and ceramics for mosaics and other building projects, and a lot of different art things happening here and there. Right here, right outside of the trash temple, we have our nursery and permaculture zone, where we compost all of our food. That goes through a 3-part process. We'll explain more in the permaculture tour, but basically all the food scraps that are used here go directly back into our soil. It's a good fertilizer. This is also where we grow a lot of babies that then go into our gardens. Let's keep walking up the path. We have here the Om Dome, which, as you can hear by the audio change, the acoustics in here are incredible. So we have 7 crystal bowls, a bunch of Tibetan bowls. We have some gongs and flutes and handpans and rab drums that can be played with in here. You can also chant. We also sometimes have other kinds of workshops in here, poetry nights or anything like that. But it's mainly a sound healing and chanting space where we can really discover our voice. So right over here, we have our main dorm on site. It's called Paz. It means peace in Spanish. And there is art all over the inside of it, as well as the outside, that really makes people who are living in there feel like they are at home and feel good and feel inspired by all the art. So that's something that we really value here, is all of the art on site and coziness, as well as our gardens. So everything here is a living, breathing piece of art that inspires. You can see we've got a little Buddha rock here carved by our native Mayan shaman that does different ceremonies and rituals, as well as a lot of the Mayan style art and rock carvings. So as you can see, as we're walking up the path, we're just completely surrounded by the magical forest, really immersed in this beautiful forest where the peacefulness and the wisdom of the forest can really come through. We can hear the nature sounds. We can feel the power of Mother Nature. So here we have our tea house. This is where we have all of our meetings, including our volunteer meetings, as well as any kind of admin style meetings. We also have tea parties here, meditations, tea ceremonies, and we do gong fu cha style. We drink a lot of pu'er here, as well as green tea, white tea, black tea, lots of different kinds of tea. And then let's move right along. Outside of the tea house, we continue to walk up the path, and you'll see again lots of magical gardens and space. Right over here we have our water system that will go into more detail in another tour, but that's where we store all of our water, and then it goes through a series of lots of different filters. This is the Abuela building. So there is a little chill out space here for people that are living in these rooms. We got a nice little stove, some water. People can make their own tea. There's a little couch to hang out on. And there's also 3 private rooms in this space. And this is actually like the best art on site, inside and outside. It's like a little fantasy world that you can see here. Really beautiful space to sleep and to live. Again, see art all over the walls and everything like this. So this is what I'm actually the most excited to show you about. We're going to walk up these stairs to our other yoga temple. So actually right down here This building right here is our healing room where we do massages, Reiki, different kind of healing therapies, typically one-on-one. And we also have 2 more compost toilets, again, that go right into our gardens, feed our fruit trees and veggie gardens. And then, without any further ado, we have made it to the most popular yoga temple that we have on site. This is called Abuela. It really makes you feel like you're in the canopy of the forest, surrounded by nature, hearing beautiful sounds. You can see the volcanoes from here. We also have dances here. This is where a lot of lecture style workshops happen, like workshops on the Yoga Sutras or how to manifest your dreams, or depending on what retreats here, what groups here have different kinds of talks and workshops and everything. But the primary use of this space is for morning yoga. And as you can imagine, just by being in this space, it is absolutely breath giving to be here, to practice yoga, to come into our own space. So we actually practice yoga every single morning here, whether you come for a retreat, a yoga training, as a regular guest, as a volunteer, any reason that you would come here. We offer daily yoga in one of our 3 amazing temples included in the price, as well as you'll get 3 delicious vegan meals. You'll get to experience lots of workshops, fire circles, temazcal, saunas, all sorts of things. So thank you so much. This is all for now for the tour. We really invite you to come check it out for yourself. Come experience the magic. You can only feel so much just by looking at it and hearing me talk about it. But really, when you get here and you feel the vibe, you feel the energy, you feel the unconditional love of our sacred community, you'll really feel right at home. And a lot of people leave here feeling inspired to make a positive impact on the world, how they can live more in harmony with nature, how they can express themselves more authentically, how they can share their voice in a beautiful way with their community back home. And this is really how we feel that we are changing the world, is that people come here from all over the world. They come, they transform, they heal, they get inspired, and then they go wherever they're going afterwards and positively impact their communities back home. So we invite you to come check us out. We've got lots of trainings. We've got a singing festival. We've got medicine retreats. We've got all sorts of ways that you can get involved here, as well as our volunteer program. And we look forward to seeing you and singing with you and practicing yoga with you here soon. Thank you so much. Namaste.